Well, where do we even begin here? It's such a long backstory to getting this film made, and but one thing I sat there, I was looking for hidden things from Dazed and Confused. I was wondering if there was going to be anything you were going to sneak in. Is there anything that I missed? I didn't see anything.
Well, yeah, it's a spiritual sequel. It's not a sequel. So I don't think so. Maybe there's a phrase here and there. But no, it's as different as high school and college. You know, you leave that behind and move on. And college is...
There might be a car or a prop or something that you would...
Well, if you really think about it, I think that same car, the blue Cutlass, is probably in Dazed somewhere in the background. You know, so it's around. There's definitely an overlap, but not... It's as different as high school and college. And college is more fun than high school, actually.
There's less rebellion. There's more.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Well, there's less to rebel against. You know, college, you're there by choice. You're making adult decisions. Like I saw this movie, the metaphor was what to do with all the freedom you've been handed. High school, and for me, Dazed, was like, you know, you're stuck with your parents at home. You're stuck in school you don't want to be at. You know, but these, you know, you don't have to go to college. If you don't like it, go get a job. You don't, you know, want to live around these people, move. If you don't want to. If you want to eat poorly and be drunk all the time and not go to class, you kind of can for a while. You usually get kicked out of school, but you know, these are adult decisions you're making.
That's right.
So no one's kind of regulating your behavior so much. So I felt what that meant was just, God, my central thinking was freedom. But within that freedom is you have to kind of self-define yourself. You know, it's like, well, who am I? You know, am I this? Am I that? And so for me, it became a metaphor for like identity and self.
It kind of, there were moments that reminded me more of Animal House than Dazed and Confused in that respect. You kept it in Texas. You know, obviously this is home for you. But is there a reason thematically that you choose to stay in this region with films like this?
No, I mean, it just has worked out that way. It's home, you know. I got things keeping me here. But, I mean, our industry's very open to, you know, you travel a lot, you do what you have to do wherever you have to do it, which is great. You know, it's wonderful. It's a fun life. But this story, you know, Dazed was vaguely set in Texas. This is more specifically Texas. Yeah. I kind of called it Southeast Texas State. But other than that, you know, it could be anywhere. I think it's anybody's experience anywhere.
Well, it's a universal concept.
Yeah, developmentally, it's that leap you take. People have been doing for thousands of years, you know, leaving the home, and, you know, that's kind of what this represents. So I think it's kind of universal. But I think you can better find the universal in the specific. I felt the story really needed to be a place and a time.
Yeah, I read that you've said that in a couple of the interviews this week about that idea of specificity making it more relatable for everyone. In terms of the cast themselves, were the characters fledged out before you'd met them, or did you work with them to create those characters?
Both. You do your absolute best on the page. You know, you write these characters, you have something in mind, and you cast close to what you could play Finnegan, you could play Blake, you do your best, but then, you know, they come in and we have these weeks of rehearsal and workshopping, and that's where the film's really made. You know, that's where I really get to know the guys, see how they interact, and dial in a lot of the humor comes out of those interactions. You know, if the guys are all laughing at something someone said that is in character, I'm like, that's pretty good. Maybe we'll work that in. And if they're not laughing at something in the script, or it's just, I don't see it taking flight, I'll cut it out. I don't care who wrote it. You know, I'm like, that's crummy writing. I want the thing to levitate a little more. So, you know, to me, that's where you're dialing in on what the film wants to be, rather than what you want it to be. Once you get a cast, I want it to be what it wants to be. Where these guys want to take it.
Did it go anywhere that you didn't expect it to go from when you first started sitting down with them?
No, I will say it went to the best place it could have gone. Other films, you know, they go here and that's the best you're going to do. This one went, it's like if we were a team, we prepared, I felt like we won the national championship. I told them that at the end. Like we became ourselves, we achieved every little thing we were maybe going for. That's how it felt. So I was really proud of how hard they worked, and mainly how unselfish they were. They were all about each other. They were there. It was just, that kind of team thing. So it's a great thing when that happens, and they were just so generous and so kind to each other and had so much fun, So it was just great. Everything that feels like as you watch it, like, oh, that looked like that was fun. Well, it was. This isn't one of those stories like, oh, they were really hated each other. You hear that. The great romantic films, oh, they couldn't stand each other. So you just never know. But this one was how it looks.
It felt like a school camp for them, and I'm sure. I mean, that comes up
I
on
wanted the
screen.
film to feel like a party you were glad you went to. Like, hey, that was, well, what happened? Not much. We just all, it was great people, a lot of energy, funny, great people. I wanted the film to feel like a party that you were invited to and ultimately were glad you went to.
Well, you achieved that. You made me want to go back to college.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone will say the same. But thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on such an enjoyable film.
Oh, it was fun. Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, good talking to you.